Hey guys, it's Australian Gamers here and I'm reviewing Sonic Lost World for the Wii U. Now, this game has received a lot of criticism from a few reviewers and I'd just like to set the record straight. Sonic Lost World is a great game. Don't listen to those reviews because most of the time I think they're partly biased towards more popular games. Sonic Lost World is a fantastic game and this review will prove exactly why. So here we go, Sonic Lost World. It looks like a beautiful game. Very, very vibrant colors, and generally the game is really good looking, presentation wise. So here we are in this hub world. Now the hub worlds, as you can see, they're pretty large. You can walk around. This is the level selection area, and pretty much you walk around and select levels. And the different worlds all the way to the right. So if you keep heading to the right, you head to the later levels. To the left, there's the lower levels. Now, to the side, what I really like about these worlds is that there's secret little areas around. So there's lives that are scattered around the area. There's also the Omo Chows, and the Omo Chows give you challenges. And the challenges can be completed in the stages. They might be collect 100 rings without being hit, run across a wall 100 meters or something like that without touching the ground. I think these challenges are really good and they add a lot of replay value to the game. So yeah, I really like the challenges, and that you can also, the items that you receive for completing upon the challenges might be like 10 rings. They give you special wisp powers, invulnerability. There's a bunch of others, like extra lives. There's heaps of them. The cool thing about this is you can actually access Miiverse, and you can send the wisp powers or the rings or the speed boosts, whatever you get, you can send it over Miiverse. If you have too many powers, you can have a max of 6 or 5, I'm pretty sure. So if you don't want the power, you can just send it away. It's called wisping away, and then it receives, another person receives it, a random person on Miiverse, and when they receive it, they can decide to discard it, so completely get rid of it, keep it, or move on. Okay, so the next part of Sonic Lost World is the music. Now, the music in this game is, much like all the other Sonic games, fantastic. My personal favorite is the rail stage. I think it's Frozen. Is it Frozen? Oh, it's Tropical Coast Zone 3. That's my personal favorite music track. It's really melodic, that track. It's really nice. Most of the track, they're really catchy, fun to play to, and, generally uplifting. So, Sonic Lost World, A for effort in the music department. Another pointer to Sonic Lost World's presentation is the level design. Now, the level design is fantastic. There's usually, much like all the other Sonic games, there's a lot of, there's several paths you can take, but it's even more creative in this game because the worlds are 3D. So, all you gotta do is go around the world. As you can see in Windy Hill, Zone 1, this is the very first section of the first level of the game. Now, if you go around and around, there's several paths you can take just to complete one bit of the level. And this continues out the whole way throughout the game. Also, 2D levels have multiple paths as well. Even the rail grinding level, it's not as linear. The game is really, it's not linear at all. You can pretty much go anywhere. Now, a major criticism of the game is the speed elements. Now, speed in this game is different, to say the least. Not bad, though. The criticism of IGN, in my opinion, is inaccurate. The reason it's inaccurate is I classify Sonic as having 3 speed limits in this game. The first is just walking speed. Now, walking speed is really slow, and you very rarely use it unless there's a really busy area, which you don't really want to run at because there's lots of hazards around the place, yeah, you might use the walk, but very rarely. I haven't had to use the walk at all. Now, the second is when you hold the ZR button, and when you hold ZR, it runs. Now, running is a lot faster than walking, and many players thought that this was the only way that you could, run in the speedrunner level when the game first came out. Now, the only problem with this is if you notice when you turn the tiniest bit when you're running, it'll slow down and it'll pretty much ruin all the momentum that you have. Now, this can be corrected by the third speed limit that Sonic has to offer, and that's the spin dash. Now, the spin dash has been majorly upgraded and for the better, 100% for the better. Now, when you spin dash, you hold ZL, you tap A as quick as possible, and that increases the speed. Now, when you let go, the spin dash goes really fast. Now, to continue the spin dash, this is a new feature. Straight after you've used the spin dash, you let go of ZL, then you hold it straight away, and it'll maintain the speed that the spin dash has for as long as possible. Now, another cool feature is even when you jump, the spin dash will still continue when you land. The only thing that stops it is obstacles, and also when you hit like enemies that might bounce you back, and also when you go onto bounce pads, which also ruin it. Also, another cool feature of the game is the parkour system. Now, the parkour system, when you're running, to continue the momentum, you can actually climb over a wall or climb over, whatever obstacles in your way, go over it, and then just keep going with the level. Now, I think that's a fantastic method for the new players who might not be comfortable with jumping over, platforms, or might want to take it a bit slower, going up a jump or something like that. I mean, it's fantastic. You can also use it to your advantage in several levels to get use shortcuts and all that kind of stuff. Now, for speedrunning. Speedrunning is a major part of this game, and they've made that obvious with its time attack mode and S ranks. The S ranks are no longer based on score or how many rings you collect. Now, S ranks are based on how quickly you complete a level. Now, a lot of players have used this to their advantage. A lot of the fast players who might not have been able to get S ranks based off of the score, now it's a lot easier. All you got to do is be quick at the level, complete it really fast, and voila, you got an S rank. The time attack mode is really, really good. It's got a leaderboard, and the leaderboard's very accurate. It's got a national leaderboard for the first time I've seen in a Sonic game, which is really cool, because you can compare your time with many other players of your same nation and see how you match up with the other players who play Sonic, and it also enables you to connect with other players in your same country. So I think the national leaderboard is a fantastic idea. There's also the friends leaderboard and the worldwide leaderboard. Now, it's a very competitive game, and all the players in the players' times are consistently improving. People are constantly figuring out faster ways to complete the level, so it's a very competitive game. If you're a competitive sort of player at speedrunning, I recommend Sonic Lost World 100%. As for the gameplay, there's lots of different levels, and just because a world might say Windy Hill Zone 2, doesn't mean every level will look like the exact set, like the first zone, which is fantastic in my opinion. It keeps the levels various and keeps things interesting. You play every level and you know that it might not be the same, terrain or, look of the previous level. For instance, in Desert Zone 3, it's not actually based in the desert, it's actually based in this candy world. And the candy world is entirely different. It's called Desert Zone, which was kind of clever there. Now, the final part of the game that I'd like to explain is the plot. Now, the plot is, of course, a very important part of a lot of games. I mean, Sonic games, yeah, sure, it's a bit kiddie-ish, but it's fun nonetheless. makes the game fun, unlike Sonic 06, which was not very, it wasn't really a fun, if you understand what I mean. It wasn't really a fun storyline. You didn't really, it wasn't light-hearted. The new Sonic games, Sonic Colors, Sonic Lost World, and Sonic Unleashed, all very light-hearted. It's got those two robots. It's got Eggman cracking his usual jokes, Sonic cracking his usual jokes, the robots being stupid. And of course you have the new addition of the characters, the Deadly Six. Now the Deadly Six are Eggman's slaves who are being commanded to overtake all these different worlds and create this generator that'll apparently sap all the the planet's life. And pretty much Eggman loses control of the Deadly Six and they turn against Eggman, and pretty much this is the first game where Sonic and Eggman has to work together to defeat the Deadly Six and stop them from destroying the generator and using it for bad. So pretty much, I'm not going to spoil anything more of the storyline. I'll let you find that out individually. But pretty much the boss battles, there's per world, there's 6 bosses. There's 6 worlds, 6 bosses. So pretty much for each world, you verse one particular boss, and you'll verse them twice. You'll verse them in Zone 2 and Zone 4. So, pretty much the boss battles, very easy, quite basic, and not as interesting as previous games, in my opinion. I think they could have done a lot more with the boss battles, but that's just my opinion. Regardless, the bosses are fun to verse, fun to defeat, but very, very simplistic, basic, very easy. So anyway, that'll wrap up Sonic Lost World. I won't give it a score. I'm pretty sure you understand that Sonic Lost World is a fantastic game based on this review and several other reviews. I definitely recommend buying it. It's got a lot of content to it, a lot of replay value, a lot of competitiveness in the online, and overall, it's a fantastic game. If you're a previous Sonic player, it's a new gameplay engine, new level designs, you have to get used to it. That's all there is to it. My initial impression even, was, wow, this is way different. This is going to be a lot to, get a hold of, get used to, but I'm telling you, it's well worth it. Just get past those first few levels, and it is well worth it. You will enjoy the game thoroughly. Thank you for the review, and thanks for being subscribed to Australian Gamers. Peace.